This is infrared sensor footage recorded from a United States military platform over the Arabian Gulf in 2020, showing an area of contrast the sensor tracks for several minutes. For the first short interval, the frame contains no visible subject. Then the sensor pans down and to the right and settles on a region of contrast near the center of the field. The operator or the automated tracker holds that area in frame while the sensor adjusts contrast and zoom settings repeatedly. Those adjustments appear on screen as brief bright white flashes as the imagery cycles through gain and zoom changes. For approximately 3 minutes, the tracking is steady, with the camera panning gently to keep the target near the middle of the view. Midway through the clip, the system cycles through different reticle sizes while continuing to follow the same area of contrast. Near the end of the recorded track, the object briefly drifts out of the center line of sight. Then the field of view widens and the scene zooms out. Shortly after the sensor stops tracking, the area of contrast exits the frame toward the upper left quadrant, and the clip ends with another short interval of no visual subject. The audio on this file is incidental and does not appear to relate to what the sensor records visually. The report containing this video was submitted by United States Central Command to AARO and appears in the Department of War files associated with the Pursue program. The material was made public on May 8, 2026 under that program identifier. The person who provided the report did not include any oral or written description of what was observed, so the imagery stands on its own without an accompanying witness statement. Analysts reviewing the clip will note several operational details. The scene is captured in infrared. The sensor repeatedly changes gain and zoom, which alters the apparent contrast, and the tracking system keeps the subject near the reticle despite those changes. Those aspects make the clip useful for examining sensor performance as well as the behavior of the contrast source over time. There is no analytic conclusion embedded in the file itself, and the archival description cautions against inferring a determination of the event's nature or validity from the imagery alone. What makes this record notable is the length of continuous tracking combined with repeated sensor adjustments, offering a sustained dataset for contrast, motion, and tracking stability in an operational environment. Investigators can use the sequence to compare automated tracking with manual panning, to study how gain and zoom cycles affect apparent brightness, and to test hypotheses about whether the contrast reflects an airborne object, a background thermal feature, or an artifact of the sensor system. Because the reporter supplied no additional context, open questions remain about altitude, range, and the platform that carried the sensor. Those unknowns limit definitive interpretation, but do not diminish the clip's value to researchers who focus on sensor behavior and on how UAP reports are collected in operational theaters. This footage joins other entries in the Pursue tranche that document short to medium-duration infrared tracks in maritime regions, and it is an example of how routine sensor operations can produce persistent observations that merit further technical review. For the original submission, the related case file, and a continuing roundup of UAP developments, visit uapdrop.com to explore the archive, related reports, and our weekly UAP News podcast.